This video is brought to you by the Local Projects print publication. Head to the description of this video to subscribe now and receive 3 copies each year.
The glass bridge is clearly how the project was named and is, I guess, the hero of the project. You are traversing on a glass floor, and what we find wonderful about that is that you get a view down into the manicured garden. We have loved the fact that the client's child, Lucy, spends hours and hours looking at the goldfish below, and in a sense it's become her playground.
My name is Matt Gibson from Matt Gibson Architecture and Design. We're the architects and interior designers on this wonderful family home. The house is located within the South Fitzroy Heritage Precinct, which is one of Melbourne's oldest heritage areas. We're literally 2 kilometres from the CBD within a 5-minute walk. The site is a long, thin site, a typical terrace house site. This one in particular is 5.5 metres wide by 45 metres long, so incredibly long. The original building is one of a row of 4, and it was built in 1852, so right in the heart of the gold rush. The house is in a heritage overlay, which means you can't amend the front 2 rooms of the house externally. As you enter from the street, you move through the Victorian environs, and on the left you have the enclosed sitting room, if you like, or the drawing room. It's depicted in a dark hue that is reminiscent of Victorian times. As you move through into the second room, which is the dining room, you meet that courtyard. And at this point, there's kind of a dissolution, if you like, of interior and exterior. The doors all slide away into cavities. There's a flush threshold between inside floor and outside floor, and it almost feels like inside and outside dissolves. It gives a wonderful flexibility through the seasons to open up or close down the home. Above you is the bridge, a glass-bottomed circulation route between the pavilions, which is pretty exciting. And then one moves through the kitchen and into what we refer to as a breakfast courtyard, and the timber from inside, the Australian hardwood, runs inside-outside, again dissolving that threshold between interior and exterior. The rear pavilion is clad in timber, and in a sense we think of it as a landscape element, almost not architecture, but something that the roof garden and plants overhang, and the timber in time will actually grey off and be in sync with the landscape. We love the way that you enter around the back of the banquette, go up the stairs and kind of connect with the exterior brickwork of the building, which are reflective of some of the laneway architecture within Fitzroy. And then you come up to the retreat at the rear. The client was very involved in the project, which we love, and in this case there was a particular non-negotiable, which was having a very tranquil Asian-inspired courtyard. We've been so lucky to do that incredibly well with the help of Robin Barlow. She is a landscape designer that we use on several of our projects, and there was a great collaborative process of melding architecture with landscape. An often used heritage approach is to connect a new building onto the old building and to create a difference between old and new. In this case, we separated the buildings but wanted to keep a level of self-similarity between the buildings. So the key sustainable move, I guess, is the use of the recycled brick. All bricks that came out of the home were used within the new buildings. It means low embodied energy, but it also means that the new buildings have come intrinsically out of the old, and from a contextual point of view, that's terribly important. We've ensured that we're maximising northern solar aspect into those courtyards, and we've also done a series of skylights. Some are within the gardens, and then others are at specific areas, bringing light into, for example, the master ensuite, or above the lounge area where there is a curtain that curves behind the curved skylight. The staircase is custom designed out of steel. Similar to some of the other curved elements of the house, which there are many, we decided to put a little sculptural twirl on the end of the staircase, another bespoke element within the house. The cellar came about late in the design process.
It started off as a small existing cellar that was going to be decked out. In the end, the client decided they required more storage, but also wanted to have a quaffing area downstairs, and it's a lovely getaway from the rest of the house. The thing I'm most proud about is that this is a wonderfully warm and textural and inviting family home. It's so unique to this particular client, and the fact that they were actually so involved in the creation of it means that they retell that story to their friends and get ultimate enjoyment out of it.
Published 3 times a year, the Local Project hard copy publication contains over 350 pages of curated insight into the latest architecture and design across Australia and New Zealand. Printed on exceptionally high-quality paper stock, the publication is designed to be read and enjoyed over time. A beautiful and valuable addition to any personal library or coffee table. With worldwide delivery available, have the hard copy print publication delivered straight to your door 3 times a year with an annual subscription. Head to the description of this video to subscribe to the triannual print publication.